There are plenty of issues that affect teenagers.
Most of them have something to do with peer pressure.
Peer pressure happens not only in schools, but also in our daily lives.
Peer pressure has different effects on different teens. No two people are alike. Some of the things that we're going to talk about today are gang violence, teen pregnancy, body image, being teased, and solutions to dealing with peer pressure.
Here we go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the eighth wonder of the world.
My name is Brandon Taylor. I'm 15 years old and I live in New York. I have been called many things, good like a genius, and bad like being called a heartless, well, you know what. Because of my nature, I'm quiet and cold, but I have some happy moments. I noticed a lot of trouble in teens' life. Most of it starts from peer pressure. My friend Christy, she was nice enough to help me out with my interview. I'm doing an interview about peer pressure and how teens react to it. And do you have any experiences with peer pressure?
Yes, I do. A lot.
What's the one that affected you the most?
I would think that it would be how people made fun of me. And it drew me to wanting to, really hate them and hurt them, but not really. Because I can't imagine myself doing that.
I don't think it's nice to hate people for ignorant remarks, so just ignore them. If you know they was going to joke about you, like your so-called friends, why'd you hang out with them?
Good question. I think everybody wants to be liked, and so they stand some of the things that other people do. Like, I'll stand, you laughing at me sometimes, but if you take it too far,
you're going to get hurt.
Then yeah.
Friends who don't help friends, well, they aren't friends. There are other people out there, so move on with them. If you had the chance to change how your friends are acted, how you look, how everybody treated you, would you actually want to change that or let things be?
You know what? I wouldn't want to change anything in the world because from these experiences, it taught me a lot of things. It taught me you can't trust anybody as much as you think you could. And it's a part of life, so you learn from your experiences and you learn that later on in life, you know what to do in the same situation if it happens again.
I could tell you took it a lot more mature than I did because I would get very, very violent. And that's pretty good. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you.
As I said before, I know from my past what it feels like to be made fun of. I was thin and they would say a strong wind could blow me away. I hated it, and trouble would always start. I know now not to be affected, but it still hurts. I don't understand the joy of hurting others. No matter if it's human nature, people should be able to change. Words shouldn't affect people, so the way I see it is forgive but never forget, and walk like a proud king with your head up high. This is Brandon signing out.
My confession, you can take time to listen or turn your back on me, but this my confession, the life of a troubled child who grew up to be a gangster. Look at me now.
What could stimulate the thought of a person wanting to join a gang? Could it be influence? Could it be pressure from peers? At this point, we have all seen or heard of gangs before. Crips, Bloods, they're the most commonly known gang in New York City. Okay, hello, my name is Jesse Jones, and I am interviewing my mother, Blondell Jones. Say hi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Blondell Jones, Jesse's mother.
Have you ever been involved in a gang?
No.
What do you think goes on inside a person's head about joining a gang?
A need for power, respect, and to be accepted.
Is that really the way to get respect? We're always hearing about killings, slashing, stabbing, rapes, robberies, and death.
I like nothing about gangs. When you realize the wrongness that you've done being in a gang, it takes just that much longer for you to fix yourself.
The likelihood of a juvenile being arrested is up 53% from last year. Anybody can ever escape being in the gang without suffering a vicious, violent attack?
It depends on how deep involved you are, because there are times that you may not recover.
In a gang, do you think the term misery loves company is true? And if so, why?
Yes, I do believe that's true, and my reasons are, when you're miserable, you do love the company because your motives are usually negative.
You could just be walking down the street and all of a sudden a gang approaches you. And the next thing you know, you're fighting for your life. Sometimes people survive, sometimes they die. The person next to you could be a gang member but never show any signs. So sometimes what you're saying is that you can get caught in a trap.
Absolutely. And the price sometimes is one's life, and sometimes you can't escape.
So wouldn't you say the answer is basically to get out of a gang is not to join a gang?
I agree.
Okay, and that's a wrap. My name is Jesse Jones, and thank you for your time and listening.
My confession, you can take time to listen or turn your back on me, but this my confession, the life of a troubled child who grew up to be a gangster. Look at me now.
My name is Jana Waconia, and my journey was to find out how people stay out of gangs. A direct result of peer pressure is gang violence. What is the actual definition of a gang? According to college student Kavita from Fashion Institute of Technology,
it's a group that engages in criminal behavior and has a formal organization, structure, leadership, and territory.
have you ever wondered what percentage of our youth in the U.S. today are affected by gangs? Many people believe about...
Well, to be serious, I would have to say 65 or 70%. Because look at the factors that go into someone being killed.
About 45%.
It should be above 50%.
I'm not sure of the percentage, but I think it's a large number because there's a lot of teenagers out in the streets and with guns and fighting over stupid things.
It is actually 51% of our youth today that are affected, from 1997 Youth Gang Survey statistics. There are about 750,000 gang members in the United States. Females make about 20% of the gang population. We live in a criminal environment, and our youth today need attention grabbers to steer them away from violence.
You know, like recreation, they go out on camping, they involve themselves in partying, and then, of course, some of them go to the library, to keep away from, bad friends.
There are some ways of preventing gang violence, but is this idea real? Can it happen? Can gang violence be eradicated? Is it possible with artists like 50 Cent rapping about money, sex, and violence? The answer is unknown. I think people join gangs because they don't have a sense of love in their family. They don't have things to do after school. They're getting peer pressure from their fellow classmates and people who are just older than them that are supposed to be giving them the way to follow are just going the wrong ways. So I think that programs with big brothers and sisters and just a sense of respect from other people will help them, stay off the streets and terminate gang violence.
My name is Brenda Lise. I will be talking about sex, teenagers, and condoms. But oh baby, I love you. This is what boys would say so they can get you into bed with them.
Don't do it at a young age, and do it when you're ready.
Because in the heat of the moment, then you end up regretting it afterwards.
There's two people in love.
It's not a comfortable topic to be like, hey, do you have messages?
It's very hard to sit down with someone and talk about this, but it has to be done, or you will live with the life-threatening diseases.
I mean, but it's just, you want to be safe. You don't want to, go and start having sex and,
Like, for the hell of it.
So at what age did you lose it?
At 15.
At 14? It's not like you're going to tell yourself, oh yeah, I'm on the way to a marriage. I think you should lose your virginity at the age of 17.
You should wait till marriage.
Being in high school with a baby is a lot of responsibility. High school is challenging enough. Imagine that, a baby, and all of the criticism that's going to be given to you by your peers. When you're young with a baby, your child is at high risk of getting many diseases. You will be the one living with that guilt inside because you were taking chances and trying to be cool. Do you think they should give away condoms in school?
They do. They should.
Should they give away condoms, or would that build curiosity?
Let's say you're in the 9th grade and they start giving you condoms. That's basically, the kid might have the intention of okay, they're giving me condoms, so I should. So So then again, you shouldn't give
I
away
don't believe
condoms.
in that peer pressure thing.
Yeah, me
You're gonna give me condoms, I'm gonna go do it. You know,
Yeah.
if you want to do it, you're gonna do it regardless if they give you condoms or not.
I mean, you don't want to lose it when you're like 14.
Yeah, 'cause then, you know,
15?
that gives you cervical cancer in the long run, so you don't want to do that.
What is cervical cancer anyway? Parents are always giving reasons to children not to have sex. Is cervical cancer one of them? If you lose your virginity and don't use condoms, you will be living with the consequences and this. Take chances, but know all of your consequences. This is Brenda Lee.
Welcome all. You've just entered a personal story. Here's the cheat sheet version. All my life I've been made fun of for the way I look and dress. I'm too skinny. My head's too big for my body. I'm here to say that all this needs to stop. We're gonna start off with my baby sister, who's only 6 years old. We're talking about your body.
I think my body's sexy.
Alright, what's your name?
Kaylee,
How old are you?
6.
Do you think that the supermodels are pretty?
Yeah,
Do you think you're beautiful?
yeah.
My dad Eddie gave me an interesting comment.
Your friends telling you that you don't look good, you have a few pounds. To me, it's not that you're making fun of them. You want them to look good.
But Dad, words can hurt. Don't you know that? Anyway, I got a chance to speak to a model and his girlfriend.
Not everyone's the same. I think that's the most important thing. Do the best thing for yourself.
The negative things that have been said about you stick with you longer than, oh, you did a great job today.
Ha! I never thought of it like that.
So we were just talking about attractiveness, and you automatically associated it with being skinny.
Wow, she caught me. I didn't even realize that. I guess Hollywood has brainwashed us.
Everyone pretending to be someone else or idolizing these people when everyone are themselves and they have a beautiful thing to show on their own. My sisters went through the anorexia stuff when they were kids. You know, peer pressure, and it got to them, you know, one way or another, but it happens to everyone.
It really does happen to everyone, no matter how you look or want to look like. Why is there so much fuss for all of us to look the same, when we know there's beauty in each of us? Nobody's perfect, so let's keep it like that. So think about it. This is Christy. Bye.
This show was produced by
Janet,
Brandon,
Jesse,
Brenda Lee.
Christy.
with help from
Laura Starcheski.
and Donna Labrasi. Thanks for listening.